Fahrenheit for you as well. So 30.3 degrees Celsius, 86.5 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we're going to do here, you want to hold this for me? Just hold this right where my fingers are, and then you can dip that whole thing in the water. So you actually got little vital points down there as well. So once that number stops moving, that's going to be our water temperature. Still moving? All right. Once it stops moving for about 5 seconds, and you just put it up in the air as high as you can. And you're going to read this for me. And again, once the number stops moving for about 5 seconds, that's going to be our air temperature. Yeah.
30.8 as the water temperature.
So 38. 30.8. 30.8.
The other one was 32.6.
What do we get? Auto Fred. So in about 10 minutes, we'll be taking our next sample, okay? This area, that bird can dive down 150 feet underwater. That bird right there can hold its breath when they finally learn to up to 3 minutes. That's how. So they're much better swimmers than they are flyers. They have extra dense bones. So birds usually have light, airy bones. They actually have more dense bones, so they sink faster. Also, they don't have the special oil in their skin to dry out as well. If you
He looks like a juvenile male.
No, it's a dolphin. Oh, this is so cute.
Oh, he's not juvenile.
So you guys know this, we have sharks that have a 5
Yeah, oh gosh. Actually, recycle shells and make them I made some. I can give you guys if you want to. If you're interested. Oh, thank you.
How old the port is. So it's the oldest basin report inside of 50 states. The only one that's older is in San Juan, Puerto Rico, El Moro. But so, we learned a little bit about plastics. So we're talking about conservation today as well. So what I have in my jars here. So in here, what do you guys think's in here?
Is that a jellyfish?
It is a jellyfish. So this is called a moon jellyfish. They're found all around St. Augustine. Not going to really hurt you. If anything, they might leave like a little rash on you, but nothing that's going to send you to a hospital. Their tentacles aren't long enough to actually deliver the full venom into you. If you see what's called a Portuguese man of war, whenever you're traveling, they're blue, red, and they have like 3-foot long tentacles. Run from those. Kind of like Finding Nemo, where they're jumping through and they finally hit the long tentacles. Whenever you see someone with long tentacles, run away from it, because those guys will put you in the hospital. So in here, what do you guys think's in this jar? A jellyfish. Here's my Publix jellyfish. Yeah, you don't buy jellyfish at Publix. It's a plastic bag. Right? So you guys can even tell the difference. Do you think our dolphins and sea turtles are going up to this plastic bag, seeing if they need some hot sauce? No, they eat it. So their food isn't under lock and key like our food is. They eat everything around them. So when a sea turtle, especially with sea turtles, what is terrible is because a sea turtle, the way they get rid of their salt water is actually throwing it up. So a fish has gills to filter out the salt water. Dolphins and whales have the blowhole to solidify as well. So what a sea turtle has to do is actually regurgitate it back up. So his teeth are actually faced downward into his throat. So when he eats like a jellyfish or seaweed, he throws it up and it all gets stuck and then you can swallow it and digest it. When he has a plastic bag get stuck there, we all know plastics. Look, this has been sitting in here for almost a year and it looks the same. Not going to do anything. So it doesn't break down, gets stuck in their throat, and they eat another bag and it basically clogs their throat and ends up suffocating them and starving them. So just a little bit into plastics, conservation while we're here. You know, reusable, anything that is reusable, not using plastic. Paper. All using paper. If you guys are at Publix while you're here, Publix always has paper bags. We found over 60 balloons just on St. Augustine Beach after graduation was canceled. The first day, Florida's beaches were back open. Over 10,000 pounds of trash picked up around the state in one day. So I'm a big hiker. You pack it into the beach, you pack it out. It's an easy thing to live by, and it's always lighter on your way out anyway. Just a little bit in the plastics, and you know, just get the wheels turning a little bit.
Yes, okay.
The big thing I like to show at my
And
dog.
it'll be ready in just a minute.
So we're gonna look for the plankton grow.
Plankton does grow. What do you think it needs to grow?
It needs water.
And one big thing, when you think of plankton, what does it sound like?
That plants.
Plants. And what do plants need to grow?
The water.
And sun. So phytoplankton means sun. All right.
And they get it from the so cool.
But see a bunch of bottlenose dolphins next to it trying to bite the meat off. It's not in their DNA and they're not in their genetic makeup. So their teeth are just made to grip that fish or grip a jellyfish. Their throat's about the size of my fist. So anything they can get down, they'll eat. So these teeth, like I said, are just made to grip and swallow whole. Of course, there's an exception. The orca, the killer whale, is actually the largest species of dolphin. The reason it's called the killer whale, by the sheer size of it, they called it whale. They called anything that big a whale, and it used to kill whales. Killer whale. But it does have cone-like shaped teeth. They just have the jaw power to actually go after seals and learn how to beach themselves. But the largest species of dolphin as well. So there's always exceptions. Two main differences between dolphins and whales. Dolphins have the cone-like shaped teeth, conical. Whales have the baleen, the filter feed. Think about when they're stuck in the mouth and Finding Nemo. That's baleen. And
Make sure that my slide is still good.
is surrounded by oyster fields. So we finally realized as a country to stop harvesting all the oysters all at once because we're about to destroy them, just like with everything else we do. So filter feeders, filtering up to 50 to 100 gallons of water a day. So that's why we have some of the cleanest water in the entire state, is because of our city surrounded by oyster fields. Also, one of the most dangerous animals in the city as well is the oyster, because of how sharp they are. Yeah. I mean, that's the other day, my feet got cut off, I jumped off the boat, and they're because they're filled with bacteria. So if you don't clean it out properly, you end up with an infection. And then, so we got our two plant species here. This is called smooth cord grass and mangroves. The most northern point in the United States, you'll see mangroves. You don't see them in Jacksonville. They have a freeze point, so they can't grow there. They head south to like Brazil, they grow the size of houses. Wow. But what they're doing here is they're holding all that mud in place for our oysters, and also this healthy mud with all the oysters on it is called detritus, which is just a fancy word for healthy mud. So all of our little bait fish and crustaceans live off the mud. It's also a great spot for like our red drum that we love to eat to burrow in here and lay their eggs safely. So they're holding all the mud in place. So if it wasn't for these two plant species, this might just be super swampy or just a bigger part of waterway. So this plays a huge start in the beginning of ecosystems. And if you look at this mangrove right here, perfect shot, we see the yellow leaves off of it. Yeah. Those are called sacrificial leaves. So they're in the salt water, they suck up the salt and push it to the weakest leaf and it breaks off. That's the way, that's their solidifier, is to do that, which is absolutely just one of the...
Oh, the one all the way down there?
Look at that black
This one.
Alana Beach.
Because they all want to be over there, which is really cool because we have it all the time.
Keep learning about this stuff. You can be a tour guide, become a boat captain, study biology like Miss Jenny, and actually get paid to do stuff you love. Because that's the most important thing, is finding something you love, whether it is conservation out here in the wild or finding something else that makes you happy. You know, money will be there, but find something that makes you happy. But